Good afternoon, St. Augustine!
Ow!
Hi, Blake. Sorry, Hayden. How are your ears?
They're doing just fine.
Right.
I'm not in the room with you guys. I feel bad for Blake.
Well, I thought you had headphones on, that's all. Blake never feels bad being in the room with me.
Did you block something, Aiden, in the background?
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Good morning, everyone.
Wait, what?
Well, I just woke up. Leave me alone.
Oh, true.
Excuse me. Where are we?
We're in the
Bozard Ford Studio. As you can tell, we're organized today because Troy's not here, so we have an idea what's actually going on.
Yes. Right now, my dad is currently sitting in the Alcazar room at the city of St. Augustine City Hall right now, listening to the fine city commissioners talk about their second reading of the Knights of Lights ordinance right now. So it is myself, the young Blake Blevins over here, joined by
the old Lenny Remo,
and joined by
booth?
The even younger Ada McGee.
All right, thank you, Aiden, for coming in. Appreciate it so much. But Lenny, we're in the Bozard Ford Studio. Do you want to talk about the fine folks at Bozard Ford Lincoln?
Thank you so much, because for over 75 years, Bozard Ford Lincoln has been a trusted name in St. Augustine, built on family values, honesty, and doing things the right way. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, no surprise pricing, and the Drive Happy guarantee, Bozard makes car buying simple and stress-free. That's the Bozard difference. Their state-of-the-art facility features 91 climate-controlled service bays, a quick lane for no appointment maintenance, over 40 mobile service vans to serve you at your convenience, and Ford's Garage restaurant right on site. Just off I-95 and State Road 16, Bozard Ford Lincoln. They're driven to inspire.
All right. You can go to the camera too, Aiden. While I'll tell you what I say, for over 20 years, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing has been protecting homes and businesses across St. Augustine and St. Johns County. Specializing in shingle, metal, tile, and flat roofing, A to Z delivers quality craftsmanship built to withstand Florida's toughest weather. From free estimates to long-term warranties, their team puts customer satisfaction first on every job. When it comes to experience, reliability, and results you can trust, start at the top. A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, coming to you from the top down.
All right, if you're a little peckish and you're looking for classic diner food done right, Anastasia Diner and Moultrie Creek Diner are local favorites, serving up home-style comfort with generous portions. Start your day with their hub-sized cap pancakes, made-to-order omelets, or stop in later for juicy burgers and crispy fries, which I was thinking about on my way to work today. They always hit the spot. Known for friendly service and welcoming atmosphere, these diners are perfect for breakfast, lunch, or a laid-back meal with family and friends. Anastasia and Moultrie Creek Diners. Tell them Andy sent you. And they are not alone in supporting Bollocks this evening. We have a great retinue of sponsors, including A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, Anastasia and Moultrie Creek Diner. We just discussed both of them today. Brightway Insurance, St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, Saint Restaurant, Synergy Power Solutions, Abear Kresge and Associates, and they are busy doing taxes right now. Powell Heating and Air, it's getting warm out there. Get your AC systems checked out for the summer. Mehans, right there on the Bayfront. A.D. Davis Construction, they build it to last. And St. Augustine Distillery and City Great Spirits. Great collection of sponsors for a great show. And now, we're off.
All right, thank you, Lane. Appreciate it so much. Let me go and give you the read back right there.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Aiden, it's been a long time since you appeared on the 904 Now Networks. How have you been, sir?
I mean, I've been pretty good. It has been a while. I feel rusty. I struggled to find the button to switch cameras for a second. I short-circuited, but I'm here. I'm back. I'm present. The Steelers helmet is gone. I feel refreshed. Just got back from vacation. Been golfing, vacation, spring break. So looking forward to the show.
Yeah,
Play local, or did you go someplace?
Played local. Just usual round of golf. I played what was it? Friday and Saturday. I think I played.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, but the reason that you're in right now is actually because on Friday and Monday on Stordom, I'm actually going to be going away for a little bit, going on a little family cruise with my mother and my brother.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going down to Nassau and I believe it's Royal Caribbean. So we're going to be going on their private island as well. So
Okay, I want pictures of you on water slides. Gina, pictures of Blake on water slides, please.
oh, she ain't watching this show.
All right.
I also believe she's at the meeting at the city commission meeting as well. So she might be a little bit busy there, but I'll try my best to let her know to take pictures.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So it should be a nice vacation. Going and surprisingly going out of town without actually having to do work. So unfortunately, no media credentials on the ship. Unfortunately.
And when is this happening?
So I'm gonna be going down to Port Canaveral on Friday, then coming back up to town Monday. So I will be back for Bollocks on Monday.
So will I. And I will be leaving at the crack of dawn on Friday to go up to New York for the annual men's exotic meat dinner and NCAA tournament. And I will be back at the crack of dawn on Monday because I don't like missing work.
I know. I don't like to miss work either because sometimes I don't trust the people that fill in my job.
I don't think he meant you, Aiden.
Totally meant me.
All right, I was trying. But yeah, no, I have that strange work ethic, believe it or not. And if you know me, it's hard to believe that.
Well, they're definitely working as a chef and a restaurateur. I definitely do see the work ethic in you as well. So Aiden, thank you for filling in for me while I'm on a little vacation. But hope you're able to get rid of the rest before Friday though, because I need you in tip top shape, man. We need you coming to my dad while Amanda's doing a bin 39 read.
Yeah, I'll try my best to get that rest off. I feel a little at home. I think I'm doing better now. It's just the initial shock of like, where's the button? So I think we're good now.
All right.
I feel you there, man. So all right.
Aiden,
So
with great powers come great responsibilities. You have to pick a topic.
yes.
I say we go in title order. Let's start off with Publix. I'm interested what you guys didn't tell me exactly what the topic was. You just said Publix. So let's go into that first.
Well, I found a very long and involved article about how the bloom apparently is off the Publix rose in Florida. I think Publix has become a victim of the economy, and people are no longer as enthralled and excited and happy as they once were with the green and white store that has made Florida famous. Their first complaint was, in the olden days, people could bring home a roast chicken from Publix Deli, feed a family of 4, and have chicken left over for a chicken salad the next day. Well, now they are complaining that the pigeon-sized roast chickens that are averaging about $8 don't even feed a family of 4.
Yeah.
There's nothing left over, and they're not happy about that. But the bigger issue seems to be in the legendary, and we might have to get Wicks in here to defend his homeland. The pub subs, which were legendary, still a concept that I'm still trying to embrace and understand. But pub subs, because I never thought to go to a supermarket to get a deli counter sub there when I grew up in the land of delicatessens and delis. So it was a very foreign concept to me, and I found that out living in Long Beach when the city manager and I went out for lunch one day. And he took me to Associated, and we got a sandwich at the deli counter there. It was like a whole new world. It was like I just didn't even know that was a possibility. Mm-hmm. But pub subs are, they've got a great selection. Everything's fresh. The meat's fresh. The turnover is amazing. They've got a choice of breads. You can order in advance and have it ready for you when you want to come pick it up. However, they used to be exploding with meat and vegetables and everything that you wanted. Well, they are no longer overstuffed, and people aren't happy. So basically, it seems that Publix is suffering from shrinkflation, but prices haven't changed. So there's a new term that's kicking around, and I don't know if you gentlemen are familiar with it.
Let me guess. Shrinkflation?
No, greedflation. Greedflation. It's inflation and shrinkflation combined together. So what the trend seems to be is people are now shopping the BOGOs at Publix, mm-hmm. and then going to Aldi's or Walmart for their regular groceries. Mm-hmm. Now, we do not have to have a telethon for Publix. because
Who wants to have a telethon for Publix?
well, if they're on the balls of their ass, they might need a little money to keep the doors open. However, Public reported net earnings for 2025 fiscal year up 2.1% at $4.7 billion on $62.7 billion in sales. So they are still making money. So the greedflation concept is using national inflation as a cover for jacking up prices beyond what is necessary. Now, if you're dealing with inflation, people understand that prices are fine. Personally, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm a big fan of Winn-Dixie. There are some things I don't get in Winn-Dixie. And I did have to go to Publix on Saturday to get an eggplant for dinner because the eggplants in Winn-Dixie were not that great, but the one in Publix was delightful. But there's also other things that are going on with poor dear Publix. They're no longer considered a neutral store because their massive donations to partisan causes are starting to have people question things. And the founding family's investments and investing in national political rallies are not making some of their clientele happy.
Can I ask what groups and movements they're donating to?
The right.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. Conservative causes. It seems they're conservative causes. And it's, I guess it's George Jenkins' daughter now, who may or may not be running the biz, but she is a very heavy contributor. But that's not it. There's other stuff going on there. Stet News, that's STET News, found a basket of the exact same items can cost significantly more in Publix than in Walmart or Aldi's. Strangely, they only compared them to Walmart and Aldi's. They didn't do it to Winn-Dixie or any other not giant box store supermarket, which in Florida you've got Winn-Dixie, Publix, Walmart, and Aldi's. I can't think of any other supermarkets. I don't know that there's too many Piggly Wigglies down here or things of that nature. So those are basically your choices. Also, there was recently a class action lawsuit filed in the U.S. Southern District of Florida, which alleges, mind you, that Publix overcharges customers on items sold by weight. The lawsuit claims phantom weight by the checkout system. One documented instance of a pork tenderloin that weighed 2.83 pounds on the label was charged for 3.96 pounds at the register. Now, I should say that may not only be Publix alone, because they did a bunch of deep dive research at Walmart's where the price and weight on the label of packages of meats in Walmart were different than what it rung up on the register. So we can't necessarily throw that on Publix alone. However, they are in a class action lawsuit in the U.S. Southern District of Florida. Mm-hmm. Now, how this actually all shakes out is that the America Customer Satisfaction Index, ACSI, in 2026, Publix was no longer the number one store. It fell behind Trader Joe's. So put that in your pipe and smoke on it.
Yeah.
And Winn-Dixie gives me money back. I mean, I get a couple $100s a year at Winn-Dixie, which I've said on the show before, which I will then turn into product and bring it over to Pie in the Sky to give to seniors. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to take, the free money that Winn-Dixie gives me and then turn around and do something, paying it forward with that. So I kind of like that idea a whole lot, and that's where I'll take their money.
Yeah, so so personally here, based on a lot of stories that we've talked about here on the 904 now, like on Story and Bollocks, the one thing that we heard is when we heard there's going to be a new Publix on International Golf Parkway. There's the new Publix on State Road 16. It leads into the discussion of we're overgrowing here in St. Johns County. Why is there Publix on every corner now? Why is there two Publixes on at the intersection of State Road 16 and International Golf Parkway? If you actually look on Google Maps, it is there.
Right.
There's two Publixes right there. So it's just saying okay, Publix is just everywhere right now, and we need to slow the growth with Publix. We don't want like Publix in every section of the county.
Well, there's it, and I don't know if it's on the International Golf Parkway as well. It might be in a second spot, or maybe I'm thinking of the same one you are. But up on Route 16,
Yep.
as you're going out toward
The river.
no, there's a new development there. It starts with an S, and I don't remember.
Silverleaf.
Yeah, okay. There's a Publix on one side
Yeah.
of the street and a Publix
Yep,
on the other side
yep.
of the street
That's
up
the-
by
the-
Silverleaf. Now, there's also a gajillion houses there.
Yes.
So, in all fairness, the Publix are where the people are. And the one on 107 going to 95 in St. Augustine, they just built a gajillion houses there. I do know that the Publix on Anastasia Island was closed for about a year. They tore it down to the ground, literally, and rebuilt it, and it's now reopened, and it's doing just fine. But people walk around, and it was interesting because while that was closed, people were forced to either go over the bridge to Cobblestone or go to the Winn-Dixie.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to talk to the staff in Winn-Dixie to get their opinion of the new Publix customers that were coming into Winn-Dixie, and also to hear the Publix customers talk about the pricing and things in Winn-Dixie. So it was very, very interesting. But, so Publix is now in a moment where they're going to have to reevaluate their business model and see if they care, if they need to, if they, because it's not like they're not making money by the numbers that they're generating. They're still making money. And I do have to say, they're very nice to you if you join Club Publix, because for your birthday, they will offer you a bar cake.
Yep.
Or a gallon of ice cream.
Yep. They got.
And the weirder thing is, I was with a friend of mine, and I wasn't going to go get the bar cake, and I really don't need the ice cream. But a friend of mine said, "Oh, I love their strawberry bar cakes." I said, "Come on." We were right next to a Publix after we had finished dinner. We went in there, and I let him pick out the cake that he wanted, and we went to the register, and I put in my magic number, and we got it. But the funny thing is, and this is just goofy, the cake was on sale. So instead of it being like $8.95, it was $6. So I go, and then and I went to the customer service desk because I had one item and I was getting a lottery ticket. And the guy looked over and he saw a manager behind him and he said, "How do I handle this?" And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, it should just come off the bill because it's in my club. And he said, use a gift card. They gave me the difference between the cost of the thing and the sale price, and I got, not only did I get a free cake, I got a gift card for $2.85. Okay. But then Publix was sweet on me anyway too, because for my anniversary of joining Club Publix. Ooh, my teeth aren't even loose. Thank you. Club Publix, they gave me a free salsa flower bouquet.
Nice.
So, it's these little things that just make me smile.
Yeah.
And I do. So that's it.
Yeah. And it definitely feels like the Publix Winn-Dixie debate also kind of feels like the Walmart's Target shopping debate. Like where do you go to get like your stuff? Like do you often go to like the nicest store that's
Right.
like a Target, or you often go for like cheap prices? That's like a Walmart.
Right.
So. Like, do you feel like that debate's there with like because I know like sometimes like when I go into like the Winn-Dixie like sure it has like a little bit lower like percent item, but you can also tell like some of the items haven't been like adjusted or anything like that. They're not like perfectly lined up or anything like that. So do you often feel that way like when going into Winn-Dixie as well?
I don't, because I'm particularly fond of Winn-Dixie, but I understand what you're saying. I think Publix is a huge employer in Florida. I think they staff very well. I think they stay on top of their employees. I don't find it necessary for me, if I ask them where something is, that they take me by the hand and bring me to it. But it's very nice because every one of them has, a phone or something in their pocket that will tell them exactly what aisle and how many items are left in. So their communication technology with all the store associates is really, really pretty great. So they know what's in stock. They know if they have any in the back, they'll without a hesitation go and get it for you. The stores are kept cleaner. The quality of the product is a little bit more upscale as a rule than necessarily Winn-Dixie. But, I think people look down their nose at Winn-Dixie because they've been trained to do Publix. But by that same token, Winn-Dixies are now, some of them, turning into Aldi's. There's one on US 1 South that I haven't been to yet. I don't know that it's quite open yet, but they've been renovating it.
Yeah, the one next to the St. Augustine Shores neighborhood, the one that's
A little
just
further south, but yes.
the one that's just north, the one that's north of 206.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I'm looking forlook to seeing what that looks like.
That used to be a food line as well. So
Right.
Because my grandma like one of her saddest things was she used to go to the food line that's now the Church of 1122. That used to be the Save-A-Lot. That used to be a food line. And she used to go like, oh, I used to go there all the time. It was just simple. Now I have to go to the Family Dollar. That's right there.
Well, a lot of people have. First of all, you're usually going to go to the grocery store that is closest to your house.
Yes.
The fact that the Publix and Winn-Dixie on Anastasia Island are very close to each other kind of eliminates that item. But people are territorial and loyal. So if you're comfortable in one store, unless the prices go through the roof, there's not necessarily an impetus to change. But in all candor, I will check the BOGOs at Winn-Dixie and I will check the BOGOs at Publix to see which is which. I'll check the sales to see which is which, because in this day and age, in this economy, every couple of dollars really does help, especially if you want to put gas in your car nowadays. Talk about, by the way, greedflation. Explain to me how, without getting a delivery tanker of new gas into their tanks at a gas station, it went from $3.59 to $3.99 overnight, and it was the same gasoline in their underground storage tanks. What's going on?
I know.
Right.
I know.
That's Attorney General Olmeyer should look into that, because that seems to me like that's profiteering.
Yeah.
And that should not be legal, especially in times of crisis.
Now, but it's also probably highly unlikely that he's probably going to go after the corporations, because you've got to assume that a lot of those corporations are probably donating to the Presidential Trump Foundation, so to build a national library. So they probably don't want to mess.
What's he going to put in there? Cartoons? First of all, and second of all, he is way too invested in putting his picture and name on everything that hasn't been nailed down. I thought you couldn't be on a coin until you're dead. And this guy's coming out with more coins with his picture on it. I don't understand it, because it's just, his ego wouldn't fit in the giant ballroom that's going to see the 1,000 people. He can't get his ego into that ballroom.
I'm sorry for
regardless of the curse and the day. Well, you did. Now there's a new coin with him on it. Now there's another coin coming out that has the eagle emblem of the United States on it, that has arrows in it, but doesn't have the olive branches. This is the man who's not. All right, we'll save it for Tuesday. You got me off track again.
All right.
Thank you.
Fellas,
you fired me up.
I'm going to have to cut you off. We've hit the, 22-minute mark. Let's move on to radio. We kind of strayed away from Publix there at the end. So let's go into our radio topic, shall we?
Yeah, radio. It's a sound salvation. And by the way, I've said nothing off base. Carry on.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so Aiden, when was the last time you turned on your dial on your card and actually listened to AM or FM radio?
No, good question.
Probably a lot of times I'm going Bluetooth, because I can listen to what's on my playlist.
Yep.
But
that's the way to go.
last time I was on an AM FM was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I had to I did a run to Home Depot. But yeah, I didn't really think about the Bluetooth. I just left, good songs just kept coming on. So I was like, why change it?
Yeah.
We're doing good things here.
Nice, yeah.
And with satellite radio, you don't need to do terrestrial radio any longer. Sports talk is tough to find down here. But baseball season's starting.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we don't have our Mike and the Mad Dog here on WFAN. So
well, neither do we, because Mike is retired and Chris Russo is now on Sirius.
Yeah, Sirius XM.
He's banging at a different moon. Poor Mad Dog.
Indeed.
That was a great show to listen to growing up.
Yeah, and but there's also a great 30 for 30 documentary about that as well. So from ESPN Film. So that was really great as well. But the radio I want to talk about is CBS News Radio.
Okay.
Now.
Let's see you not get political on this one, my friend. Carry on.
I'll try to be nice for a little bit. So here in town, our the CBS News Radio affiliate is 102.1 FM WFLY. On Common Ground used to be on WFLY as well, and
Fountain of Youth. I love that.
The Fountain.
I think that's fabulous.
Fountain of Youth Radio, and still 2026. St. Augustine High School Yellow Jacket home games. So anyway, on March 20th, CBS News announced that it will cease service of CBS News Radio on May 22nd, which will affect 700 affiliated stations across the U.S. Chief Editor Barry Weiss and President Tom Sibukowski informed staff via memo, describing it as a necessary but not easy decision amid challenging economic realities, shifts in radio station programming strategies, declining traditional media revenues, and the rise of digital sources like podcasting and streaming. So, but of course, CBS News Radio dates back to 1927.
Edward R. Murrow.
Yep, indeed. So, and local affiliates have noted that they will continue their own news operations, but will lose the national CBS hourly updates after May 22nd. And I'm going to be looking for alternatives right now. So it is. CBS has been going around for like a while. Like I definitely, and like when I was in like the studio at WFOY when we were still doing Uncommon Ground, when I was like a guest host for if Mike was out and my dad needed me to fill in, I got to listen to like the 5 o'clock update before we went live on Uncommon Ground. So it's like. So I definitely knew like it still existed. Like they obviously had like their own program, like sub licensing as well at WFO with Dan Bongino, Rush Limbaugh. I don't think they had Glenn Beck at the time, but I also know like CBS News was very important to the net 102.1 FM. So it'll definitely be interesting to see like I definitely know like they're still gonna be staying around as a radio station. But and I definitely do think there's going to be a news service out there that's still going to be affiliated with. But what's your thoughts about like a cornerstone of radio news?
Well, I think it's changed dramatically, and I think that the outcome of this is not going to necessarily be bad because Barry White, as she's now the managing editor, I don't know,
editor in chief.
Yeah, so it's kind of for the entire CBS portfolio.
Yeah.
Unless it's just CBS News, but that includes 60 Minutes, it includes everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the reality of it is that if you take that away from them, that gives Barry Weiss one less propaganda avenue to put their position out because radio news used to be news. It was an opinion. And now almost everything, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, what do you got? You got Newsnight, Newsnet, Newsworld,
like
whatever they are.
News Nation, News
They
Next.
all have an angle.
Yeah.
They all have an edge. They all have a position, and that's news. That's new. I'm sorry, because growing up, if you lived in New York, you listened to 1010 Wins. Give us 10 minutes, we'll give you the world, and they would repeat the news headlines every 10 minutes with traffic and weather, and that was it. And it was no opinion. It was no elaboration. It was the facts of the day. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I think this will be addition by subtraction because it takes one less pointed position off the airwaves.
Yeah.
But then people are going back to every podcast has an angle or an edge or an opinion.
I mean,
so,
to be fair, like right now, both of us have opinions on this right now that we're sharing, and then all you guys listening out there have different opinions as well, and we still thank you for watching, but we also getting multiple viewpoints as well. Sometimes once in a while share viewpoints, very different viewpoints. So, but yeah, but it definitely is like important to at least have like something out there that they know is the facts out there that can be repeated like every hour or every 10 minutes or so, depending on what the station prefers. And so yeah, plus it was also such an institution as well in the media world that is just like. That has realized, like, yeah, people aren't just. I don't see it as much of, CBS News is killing the radio. It's like us as people have been killing the radio long ago. Like being on Facebook, being on YouTube, being on SoundCloud, being on like using SiriusXM, using Spotify, using Apple Music. Mm-hmm. That's like all that stuff's killing the radio.
Yeah, the business model is definitely changing. Mm-hmm. So. We'll see. I mean, 60 Minutes is changing. So now all of a sudden, and you saw it when she first came on and put her finger on the scale to take reporting off of the thing, and they went back and forth. And I think that story actually got on the air eventually.
I do. Yes.
They needed to, parse it, review it, calm it down a little bit. And you know what? And if they just let that story go, it would have been a whole lot less of a mountain. Yeah. And it would have been a lot more of a molehill. But
yeah. And,
so
and personally, I do believe like even if Barry Weiss wasn't the editor in chief, I still believe CBS News Radio would have gone out. It's like not like right now, but within like the next 2 years.
Yeah.
I definitely don't see it as like a huge like political thing like compared to like other stuff that Barry Weiss might do or has done at CBS News. I just do believe that this is just happened circumstance that it's Barry Weiss and quote she's ruining CBS News.
No, and 60 Minutes was sort of winnowing its way out. I mean, it used to be Sunday Night Adventure, but now it's. I don't even know what the viewership is for 60 Minutes anymore.
And the only reason that really get viewers is because some people forget to change the channel out after the Buffalo Bills game because they have to make dinner.
Yeah. So,
Aiden, do you have any thoughts on the death of radio or?
Well,
it's business. It's not making as much money anymore, and they're pivoting to something that they can profit off of. Not many people are sitting down, around the radio to listen to the baseball game. They have it on their phone or they have it with this or whatever. So there's just so many different ways to get news. I don't think they're making money off it. I don't think they see it as profitable, so they're going to cut it loose. That's how it works.
And that's well pointed for the United States. However, a judge just came back and told Carrie Lake that she could not close the Voice of America or fire all those people, and they needed to be reinstated by, I think, this Friday, quite possibly. Mm-hmm. So, thank you. So the United States, which used to do a huge service for the world by disseminating, we'll call it, fair and unbiased information for countries around the world in, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of languages, as maybe the only source into some places that were not getting unfiltered news. And, at this point in time, I don't necessarily know that it's going to be unfiltered news anyway. And maybe it never was. But at one point in time, it was probably fair and unbiased and, yay, democracy and no communism. But now, who knows? But they are theoretically having to be put back to work and go back to broadcasting around the globe, which is not a bad thing.
If I could jump in here, I did some research.
Cool.
Just as a baseline, in 1990, the average viewership of one episode of 60 Minutes was 20 million. As of today, the average viewership is about 7 million.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can understand that.
Yeah, so...
Well, that's because Andy Rooney's not there anymore, and I don't know if either of you even know who Andy Rooney is. Andy Rooney makes me look warm and fuzzy. He was the postscript last commentator on 60 Minutes, and if you look up curmudgeon in the dictionary, the picture of Andy Rooney would be there. Very bright, very clever, very informative, very cranky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, all right, so thank you for that commentary, Lenny. So, I definitely do believe that like as I mentioned, this what happened regardless anyway. I definitely don't see it as like people attacking this as like Barry Weiss killing this for President Trump or Barry Weiss hates radio. This would have gone on either way. So this really should not have been a political issue as most people say it was. But it is unfortunate that such an institution is out. So
yep.
And that's my thoughts too as well. Yeah. So look. Now and look, I see you two are arguing in the commentary now. It's
arguing.
I know, but definitely it's like unfortunate though that like both sides like right now like I know you guys like super friendly. I know you guys
love Barbara Jean.
I know, yeah, absolutely. You guys
and the Purple People Eaters.
Indeed, go Timberwolves as well sometimes.
Yeah, it's basketball. Leave my Knicks alone.
Oh, true. Yeah, okay. But it's also just super unfortunate. They get the guys like it feels like that you guys are like just saying like, oh, Trump derangement system, Biden derangement system. Just come like I know it's like hard to discuss nuance in Facebook comments, but that's just like nah.
Right, like you mean there's no sarcasm in texts?
Yeah, true. Now those might be because of me because as one of the symptoms of my autism, I cannot. I sometimes I have a hard time finding sarcasm, so that's on me. So my bad. So
you and Sheldon Cooper.
Zing.
I like you better. I would have smothered him in his sleep.
There's only two people that I don't want to hear comparisons to, and that's Elon Musk and Sheldon Cooper, please.
Elon Musk, didn't he say he was going to pay for all the TSA agents?
Maybe. So who knows?
I look.
Probably only in red states, but Democrat states, you're on your own.
No, I don't know about that. I thought I read something, and whether or not it was accurate or not, that Elon Musk said, "All right, I'll pay for the TSA agents."
Yeah. So, all right. Good. So,
Sure.
good. So we talked about Publix. We talked about CBS News Radio. Well, do you want
You want to know where you need to move to get a very high-paying job and a very low cost of living?
Let's indeed talk about the cost of living. So, and that's an interesting ad you got right there.
Yeah.
That's don't listen to ads like that.
And don't look at the lucrative benefits because it's play this game on your phone and you can win $800 a month playing solitaire on your phone.
Oh, geez.
Come on.
And by the way, Stephen A. Smith, what the hell are you doing those ads for solitaire? By the way,
Everybody is.
no, yeah.
Oh well, now who's his face? Whether it's maybe AI, but Sly Stallone is doing ads for. I didn't believe it was true, but now I can win the Powerball every week by using this system. I made bajillions of dollars cash in Powerball tickets. So there's some, we better hurry before the lottery system figures out how to block this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let me know how it works for you.
Yeah, those scams really suck on YouTube. So, but anyway, cost of living, what we got?
Okay, so niche.com published a study in The Hill on the 21st of March. They got a lot of their information from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And these are the 25 cities in America that have the highest pay and the lowest cost of living. Cities have at least 250,000 residents. It was based on affordability and medium household income, 50-50 each. So how do you feel about moving to Laredo, Texas?
I did hear the stars at night are big and bright.
Down in the heart of Texas? I got
It's
you.
deep in the heart of Texas, Lenny. Get the lyrics right.
It's Texas, man. What do I know? 257,000 people live in Laredo. It is the most affordable city in the country, according to niche.com. Second is Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thank you very much, Henry Blake. Toledo, Ohio, not to be confused with Toledo, Spain, is third. El Paso, Texas is fourth. A lot of Texas. I guess Texas has got high-paying salaries and affordable places to live because there's a lot of them in Texas. You got Wichita, Kansas, back to Corpus Christi, Texas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Louisville, Kentucky, Indianapolis, Indiana, Memphis, Tennessee, Lubbock, Texas, strangely, Cleveland, Ohio. I guess they have high salaries there, I guess.
Well,
That's just because no one wants to live in Cleveland. They're just like, yeah, let's bring all the prices down because no one wants to live here.
Well,
That's
no.
Even the fish don't want to live there. If you go to Cleveland, you look in the water, they're all dead. They don't even want to be there.
it's a harsh winter, too.
And the only reason their economy goes up or down is mainly dependent on if LeBron James plays for the Cavaliers. No, seriously, there actually is like multiple sites about like during the time where like his first as like a rookie won his first two MVPs, then he left for Miami. The economy went down. Then when he went back in 2014 to then win him a championship in 2016, the Cleveland economy actually went back up. Then when he left again for Los Angeles, their economy once again tanked.
Right. And the Guardians haven't done too much for him, but they have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. That is worth a visit. I will tell you that.
Until the point that no one wants to go when Smash Mouth gets inducted in to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I mean, they can accept Dolly Parton, they can accept Outkast, they can accept Slipknot. They just don't want Smash Mouth.
Okay. Don't know nothing about no Smash Mouth.
They made the song All Star.
Don't know nothing about Smash Mouth.
They made the cover of I'm a Believer for the Shrek movie.
Oh, I knew we heard about them. There was a trivia question that we, I think, got right, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Aiden, do you know about Smash Mouth?
Of course I know.
Of course.
I know about Smash Mouth. If you understand this, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're a big hunkin' loser.
Well, the years stop coming, they don't stop coming. Then, all right.
All right, what? No?
That was a reference to the song All Star.
Right.
The most popular song of all time.
Yeah,
All time.
In the music video, there's a little girl and she's doing this to the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get a picture. You'll come on.
I'm with you. I understand that. So after Cleveland, we're back to Texas, Plano. This is another surprising one for you boys and girls at home.
Fitting name.
15 is Detroit, Michigan.
Eh?
Winston-Salem, North Carolina, I can certainly understand for the salaries. St. Louis, Missouri, and I don't think anybody has a lot of nice things to say about St. Louis, Missouri these days.
Well, except mainly Albert Pujols and possibly Ozzie Smith, and maybe a little bit Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk, but other than that, no.
Troy Blevins loves St. Louis. If you ask him about it, he'll just pour his heart out. That's his favorite. He has told me personally that's his favorite city he's ever been to.
I've heard the same thing as well, Aiden. I've heard this. He also really loves New Orleans as well for its cleanliness.
For those of you scoring at home, that's sarcasm lining up on the scoreboard.
He also said the people in New York are the nicest he's ever met anywhere.
Well, that's true.
Especially this guy.
That's true. You can't go wrong with that.
At Yankee Stadium.
Well, you can go wrong there. But at Citi Field, mind you, opening day, 2 days away, kids.
Citi Field was
tomorrow
awesome
too.
When we were there. It was a completely different experience. It was like going from the slums and the ghetto and then going to Citi Field. It's like you're going to your rich friend's house who lives in a gated community. It's completely different. It makes no sense.
It really is like from what I understand, Yankee Stadium costs more than Citi Field, but Citi Field is so much it's designed so much better. The sight lines are so much better. It definitely feels like an actual you're not as cramped as you are in Yankee Stadium, but that's also to be fitting because Citi Field is in the parking lots while Yankee Stadium is in the middle of the effing Bronx.
Well, the parking lot at Citi Field now has plaques in the parking lot that tells you where home plate, center field, home plate, second base, third base, and first base were when it was Shea Stadium, my home away from home. And now it's there. But I'm not enamored with the giant statue of Tom Seaver.
You're not a fan of that?
I just don't think it's a great representation of him. Oh, I'm a big fan of that, absolutely. But it's a little could have been done better, I think. So we're not having that. We're not going to have that artist do the statues for history on benches.
Yeah,
I think that sports stadiums should be they should just stick them right inside the most walkable place of a city, like Madison Square Garden. Great location. Yankee Stadium's great. Like you just take both.
The 4 train.
I understand. Some of these places you have to have these huge parking lots, but just the idea that you can be I'm gonna go to see the whomever and just kind of buy a ticket the week before and just kind of take a train, walk over. That's the coolest kind of sports stadium. Is even Lambeau. You have to drive there, but it's in the middle of a residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's just stadiums that are cool and are not. The newer stadiums are built outside. What the Tropicana Field is in St. Pete, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. No one likes that kind of stuff. But what they did with the Giants in San Francisco, where it's right on the water.
Oh, the McCovey Cove, next.
There's such an art to where a stadium goes and not just the design, and that's kind of what goes into City and Yankee too. That's the only thing I'd give Yankee over City is because it was in a much cooler location. That is it.
Well, the stadium that they built in San Francisco, they built the stadium, and then the entire neighborhood grew toward that.
Yeah.
So there's a tremendous amount of stuff that's there now. There's residential, there's commerce, there's shopping and things of that nature, and that all grew into that. But talk about Fenway Park. Middle of Boston, easy to get to. Wrigley Field, middle of Chicago, easy to get to. The new one, one of the newer, better ones is if you're in San Diego, Petco Park is right across the street from the convention center. It's right at downtown San Diego. You got a great view. Look at
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, sure.
Pittsburgh's like a really great walkable city. I only been there for Steelers games, but if I want to do Pirates on Saturday, Steelers on Sunday, I can easily do that.
Sure.
It's just in the same neighborhood. They got some great bars next to there. That I believe it's Mike's Beer Barn.
Mike's Beer Barn.
Shout out them. They had to have like a great cook your own fillets. They actually give you like a hot stone that you can actually cook your steak on.
Okay.
They partially cook it for you real quick, but then they place a stone on there, and it could cook it to your desire.
Delicious.
It's still delicious.
Okay.
That's another thing that Pittsburgh does incredibly.
Black and blue?
Every single one of their teams is black and yellow, and they're all right there.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see these LA teams, they're like, one's on the complete other side, and then the other one's all the way over here. Like, even the New York teams, like, some of them are in Jersey. Like, the Pittsburgh knocked it out of the park.
Two of the football teams are, yeah.
If you want to support all three teams, just get a black and yellow shirt, and you can live right by all three stadiums.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, but at least fortunately for New York, like the Knicks and Rangers are share the same arena. So yeah, but you have to go to like if you want to go see a Rangers.
Pretty close to the same color scheme, except the Rangers don't have orange.
Yeah, they're red. So. Yes.
But also, you got Camden Yards, down by the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. That's a great way to take your family and enjoy it there at Boog's Barbecue. But it was the Midwestern ones, St. Louis. Cincinnati, I think, you would know better than I, Blake. Cincinnati's in the middle of the city, is it not?
Yeah. So Cincinnati's actually on the riverfront. So
right.
So behind the right field grandstands is the river right there.
Right.
And I don't think any ball landed in directly from the river. I think it bounced over and over into the river.
Okay.
But I also know across the highway as well is Paycom Stadium, where the Bengals play.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're there as well. So I will say one big thing is if the stadium is good walkable or has good public transit to get you there, then there's a really good stadium. I didn't mind Citi Field for having a bunch of parking lots, but so long as it had the 7 train there.
Correct.
To get you, because the 7 train helps us because it's the only way to get you from Manhattan to Queens and get you to the stadium.
Nothing better. When I lived in the city, man, I was cooking breakfast and lunch down on Wall Street, so I had my evenings free, and I would come home, rest up a little bit, hop on the subway on 14th Street, and be at Shea Stadium. And then I would reverse and take the train back into the city and be home. It was inexpensive. You didn't have to worry about parking. It was great. Yeah. Really great.
Did you say that you liked the 7? Did you like the subway when we went to the Mets game, or were you just iffy?
I mean, I love the subway. I think every single state, and I mean it all over the United States, just public transit is overlooked.
Correct.
If you look at 207 and US 1, it's like 4 lanes. There's parking lots everywhere, and for what? A couple shops. If we condensed those shops and even built up on them, and we have a tram go to them, there's so many different things that, like you said, they're inexpensive, and even you'll hear an argument all the time hey, these cost a lot to build and maintain. So do roads. Roads cost a lot to build and they cost a lot to maintain. And then you also need the Department of Transportation. There's crashes. You have to clean those. You have to pay the guys who clean those. Rail lines have way less accidents than on the roads. You don't have to clean those. There's so many other ways to look around it, and I feel like it's way overlooked.
Yes.
A stadium that I would love is, even if it's in a kind of rural area, not close to the city where you kind of have to drive, put a parking lot, a couple miles away, and then do a line. All those cars don't need to be at that stadium. Mm-hmm. There's so many other ways to do it, but because they kind of want people to pay for parking, pay for those cars. Woo. There's so many
$40 a pop.
There's so many things that they overlook just for a small profit margin, and I think it's ridiculous. I think if we as a country are going to step up as sort of into the next level of living standard, it has to start with public transportation over anything else.
Yes, I'm saying agree with that as well because there is options right now. Like I will say, I'm an Orlando Magic fan.
I have so much to say about Orlando. Don't you dare get me started.
But I will say something positive first.
There's nothing.
Hold on. For Orlando Magic games, for like weeknight Orlando Magic games, you can take the Sunrail and if you go online to like the Sunrail show me a ticket, you get your ticket for free. Unfortunately, they don't run the events. They don't run the trains on the weekend, so you still have to go into town and park there. So.
And where would you get the Sun line from here to get to Orlando?
Oh no, unfortunately, you still have to go to DeLand,
Okay.
the furthest north station, the closest station to us. So, but still, because no, and I believe it's free parking there. So yeah. So, but just unfortunately though, you just have to do ride the Sunrail like a bit earlier.
Well,
I do classes with Emery Riddle. Like I'm in 2 classes, a drone license.
How is Emery?
Class.
Say hello for me, would you please?
Oh, I will.
Thank you.
I do a drone license class, and then I do a private pilot ground school class. For the drone class, professors talked about this new thing called advanced air mobility. And what they want to do is they want to have like a train line, but instead of trains, it's like Uber-size drones. Like they're just like you can call one, go to the top of a tower, take it to from here to land or wherever. And I was sitting there listening to my professor. Anything but trains at this point. Like there's no way you're making a better profit off that. Like it makes no sense to me. And then with the Orlando thing, last time I was there, you'll see buses. Everyone talks about buses. Oh, there's public transport. There's buses. That's like the most inefficient public transport. They have complete lanes for buses where they could put a train that's 20, 30 buses. Who's planning this?
You still have to get people. People have to buy into it because everybody wants to be in their own car.
Yep.
So if you're affluent enough to have an automobile, you're going to more than likely work with that to get to and from your destination. If you don't have an automobile or it's an economic function, then the trains and the buses tend to work out a little bit better. You go to most major cities, the rail transportation in and around Manhattan is good. You've got Metro North coming down from Westchester. You've got the Long Island Railroad on Long Island. You've got the PATH train and Jersey Transit coming in from the west, and it all tends to work out really well. The problem is nationally, you've got Amtrak and you've got some smaller train lines. But if you look at Europe and you look at the rest of the world, but let's stick with Europe because they have a very efficient, or what seems to be a very efficient transportation rail system there. And anybody who's grabbed a Eurail pass after graduating high school or graduating college and went around Europe for a while, they did it on a Eurail pass. Half the time you could save on a hotel room if you took a night train. You slept on the train and saved yourself the cost of a hotel room for an evening. And they're efficient. And they've been around for years and years. I mean, most of those train stations are, a couple hundred years old at this point in time. They were built in the late 1800s for the most part. And some of them are gorgeous too. You talk about Paris and Rome and some of those places. Those are beautiful train stations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
and Bobby brought up the People Mover that's in downtown Jacksonville. I had never ridden on that thing. I don't want to ride on it. So it's like because it's just pointless. It doesn't fit the right stops that I want to go to. Like if it had if the People Mover had a stop at Everbank Stadium. That had like a satellite parking lot as a stop. I think people will use that a lot more. And also same thing with the Las Vegas monorail as well. Because it only just has like a few stops between like a few casinos. But if there was a monorail stop at the Las Vegas airport, a lot more people would use it.
Sure, to get into that. But don't forget, it's also only on the east side of the strip, not the west side of the strip, and look, they're trying, but they also have the
taxi unions.
Well, there's a bus system there that you can go up and down the strip on the bus. I forget what it's called, but that's not bad either. But who knew? There's a subway in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I think this is where Elon needs to come in with his boring company and dig some holes under some cities and put some more subways in.
Yeah, but what he wants to do with his company is and instead of having subways, he wants to put more of his cars on the ground,
Right. And in the air. Wait, just you wait.
So, yeah, so that's a few thoughts about that. So yeah, but so basically, so New York subway system, we Ada and I really like it.
Yep. I'll jump on. I'm a big fan of the subway.
Yeah.
One of the only redeeming qualities of the city of New York, in my
Easy,
opinion.
killer. Easy. Take you to 6 museums
All right.
that'll curl your toes, young man.
All right.
It's fabulous.
What is did you like anything else from our 2 trips from New York? Did you
We'll take that as a big no.
Did you at least you said you liked City Field?
Yes, City Field was wonderful. The games and all that was wonderful. I got to say, having everything sort of condensed into a walkable and like a city that you can maneuver for fairly low price, I'll say. Like all those things are cool, but
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a city that big with kind of the bureaucracy of all how it's run, like. It's going to be disgusting. I'm sorry, but there's trash everywhere. You can't escape the smell, and everyone's trying to sell you something. It's just, I wouldn't live there, but there are definitely redeeming qualities of it that I would enjoy those being implemented elsewhere besides just big cities, you know?
And, one of the points that you just made is one of the reasons why a lot of those cities made it onto that list, along with Laredo, Texas, and Fort Wayne, Indiana, is their walkability and their lack of density. I mean, they have 250,000 people, but even still, they're spread out because none of those are really pretty much tight cities. Maybe Toledo. But it was the movability and the walkability in those cities that was also made them attractive to a lot of people. And the high median income.
That goes into affordability too. Like
sure.
most places you can't live without owning a car in the United States.
Right.
That obviously that's going to affect affordability. If you're too poor to buy a car, you can't work. That's just how it works.
Or you have to take the inefficient bus systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here in town, the Sunshine State Bus is not like good. Like, and there's barely anything in downtown as well besides the Star system, which doesn't even make any sense unless, however, if you use the Star connector on seasonal seasons to go from downtown to Anastasia Island and then pier.
I think
does it
they
go
should,
across the bridge?
I believe only during Nights Lights and July 4th, and I believe Memorial Day. But other than that, it's
that's a parking consideration. That's to bring people in town without their cars.
Yeah.
I always thought it'd be really cool to put like trams, like in San Francisco, like shut down like maybe 2 streets or whatever and have those run. I mean, it'd be cool. I'm not sure it's efficient, but I always thought, I saw an old picture where they used to have them, I think, but it seems like a cool idea.
Yeah.
Even Savannah, like how that's sort of walkable.
Right.
Like that I like.
Well, they're talking about closing a lane on a street like on Cathedral and a couple other places and make them for tram or trolley only, and I don't necessarily mean for tourists, but as a people mover situation as well, and closing some of the lanes to cars to move multiple people at one point in time. But there's going to have to be a buy-in to it to get the people to do that, and then you're going to have a learning curve. So it could get cars off the road, but when you start doing that, you're also taking parking spaces away.
Yeah.
I think the most efficient way to be able to run downtown is, of course, have like sort of change those traffic laws, but do those parking lots a couple miles away, train there and train back, or even a bus line. Like we can settle. And warning, we're coming up on the 6-minute mark, so if you want to throw in some concluding thoughts, we can do that now.
All right. Personal for me, bold opinion.
Bold opinion, go, baby.
So I believe the plaza should just be walkable only. Like,
yes, that's not bold. That is good.
So basically from like King Street from like start of the Casa Monica Hotel to A1A, and then all of Cathedral Street, walkable only, no cars at all.
Agreed.
Well, it might be that way when they start doing the King Street Bridge and the seawall. You might get your wish.
Yeah. and especially during nights of lights, I know like Casablanca's and then like a lot of like the delivery on like the one way streets are going to be tough, but it's just like there's ways to do it. So I think it's just the big thing is just you just have to stop the traffic in downtown because it is just unsafe if with just a bunch of tourists there in town.
Well, right, and they're sightseeing. They're looking up. They're looking at their phone for directions. They're looking out the window of people who's wandering around, and they have no idea what's going on.
They're looking for that fancy red light.
And there were two of them this year. Blake,
Yeah.
this is at the point in time in the show where your father says, "Smile and wave."
All right, thank you everyone for watching us. A story,
Thank you, Aiden.
a story tomorrow morning. My dad will be back here, and the great Amanda will be in there. I'll be back in the booth, and Normal Box on tomorrow's show. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow.
Smile and wave. Thank you very much.